Good morning, happy Friday, and welcome back to the NOFO Live Show, where I, Sunita, along with my co-host Tracy from Miss Tracy Kessler, we hop on every Friday and talk about everything North Fork. I was trying to figure out what date it is today just before I hopped on the show, and I realized that my brain is in denial that it's August. Summer seems to be not slipping away, but flying by so quickly. I can't believe it's August 11th, almost the midpoint of August. And the weather is just beautiful and stunning, and there have been a whole bunch of beach days strung together, but I, for one, am not ready to let go of it. So this is, if you haven't realized that it's August and we are halfway through the summer, or more than halfway through the summer, this is your reminder to seize the day and enjoy the beautiful weather. I know there's a lot of events going on in August. I personally am looking forward to two of them that I have tickets for already. Both of them are food and wine related, one being the North Forker Food and Wine Festival, which I think is on the country that is having their 50th anniversary celebration, which is August 19th. And again, both of those dates, as much as I'm looking forward to it, they're bringing me to the end of August, and I'm a little bit cringing about getting to September.
It's so funny that you're talking about that. I was putting both of those events in my calendar last night, and I was like, I don't want to think that far ahead.
I mean, exactly. I'm excited about all these things coming up. Actually, there's another event that I can't make, but I want to shout it out there, is the Halyard is having their annual beach ball, which I think is August 26th, but I'm going to be traveling that week, so I can't be here. But that sounds like a really fun event too. So if you guys haven't figured out how to enjoy August, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Sure is.
How are you doing, Tracy?
I'm good. I'm trying to keep my voice down. Tilly is still sleeping. We are without baby care this morning. Usually I have someone here while we're doing the show, and I just gave her a bottle, and I'm hoping that she just we need 28 more minutes and then we're good.
Well, I hope Marilyn finds her way here because I don't see her yet. Let me see if I can send her a request, because I know that she wasn't quite sure how to join the live, but I hope she's here and watching. Let me see if I can find a way to. I feel like we need to do a show on just how to join the show, Tracy, because you and I are so comfortable with Instagram, but
no.
Let me see. I sent her an invite. Let's see if she sees it. It's funny, when you said baby care, I was thinking, are we ready for child care? Like, is she a baby? Like, my brain. Good morning, Marilyn. You're here.
Everybody.
Hi, Marilyn. Good morning.
Good morning.
I feel like I should say Dr. Marilyn. Hold on. First of all, anybody that goes through the effort of having a doctor in front of their name should definitely get recognition for that. So good morning. How are you?
Morning, Sunita. Very, very good. Thank you for all your help, both of you. It's been wonderful. And I was a little nervous because I've never done this before, but I'm happy to be with you this morning and share.
Congratulations on figuring it out, because not everybody does.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay, let's jump right into it. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, I always start with this because it kind of shaped what I am today. I'm a 37-year breast cancer survivor, and I went through a great portion of my life facing all those hardships, multiple surgeries and chemotherapy and radiation, and bouncing back. I'm a former and a retired assistant superintendent of schools.
Wow.
And so all through my career, I had to face illness, and then I had to bounce back, do my job. I have a wonderful family, a husband, 2 children, 2 grandchildren, they're grown now. And I found that my study of the martial arts, which I began over 30 years ago, helped me through everything. I have my family, my faith in God, and the strength I found in the martial arts that kept me going. So what I decided to do when I retired was to share this with others. And I found that I am offering a program with North Fork Bodies in Motion. It's a company that I formed 8 years ago. And again, I think it's a little unusual for a senior to form an LLC at my age and start a company. You know, it's been a learning curve to go from education administration to being an entrepreneur. So I had a lot to learn, and I keep learning every day. I'm living on the North Fork for 23 years. And my husband and I decided to build a home while we were still working. In fact, we were commuting to Comac from East Marion. So it was no easy task, but it was worth it. And we're so happy that we're here.
Wow. What a journey you had. So let me go back to something you said at the beginning. You started your martial arts journey after your diagnosis and your treatments?
Yes, actually, I had studied during my treatment. And I had just begun as a self-defense course and then a white belt when I was diagnosed.
And Marilyn, what specific martial arts? Because I know there's so many.
Right. Well, I have a 2nd degree black belt in Shaolin, which is Chinese, Shaolin, Kempo, and Kung Fu. I also went on to study Tai Chi and QiGong and QiGong meditation. So I offer all of that now.
I bow down to you because I can't even pronounce some of the things that you're an expert at.
Well, you know, one of the things that I found is in that study, which was very physical, and of course I was much younger then too when I had to go through all those belts, it gave me inspiration to go on. And I was very fortunate to have my sister Joan, and we studied together, my daughter Christine, and my husband Anthony. So we were all in the dojo together. We had a wonderful time, met wonderful people. And so with my education background and with my training in the martial arts, I realized that when I have a class today of mixed abilities, disabilities, non-abilities, I have it all. And we are like in a one-room schoolhouse with everyone helping each other.
That's
and
great.
I tell my students, we are all just beginners. The study of Tai Chi is hundreds and hundreds of years old. QiGong is thousands of years old. Wow. So it's a lifetime journey, and we could never learn it all in one lifetime. So I keep studying even today. I'm one of those people that do courses all my life. I've been a student all my life. So as a teacher, I'm a student always.
So now for those of the people watching, so Tai Chi is like when you see people in the park doing this, right? That's like that slow moving, very conscious movement type of thing. Now, and then what is the other one that you're talking about? You said it was more of like a meditation?
I'll go back. Tai Chi means in Chinese supreme fist. It's a martial art.
Okay.
Tai Chi Chuan is the whole name. What you were describing, the slow movement, is what I teach. It's the Yang style Tai Chi. There are 5 various styles. They're all in competition sports and so forth. I primarily teach the Yang style because that is the one that Harvard Medical School and other universities that have studied this suggest for people so that they can gain balance and restore their health. It's actually a self-healing meditation. It's a moving meditation. In fact, Harvard calls it a moving medication. So that is, rather than taking a pill, we practice Tai Chi. Now, QiGong is older. It's about 5,000 years old. It's spelled QiGong. It's a different Chi. It sounds the same. QiGong means in Chinese, cultivating energy. The word Qi is energy. So the whole universe is made up of energy. We're made up of energy. So together, when we're in the classroom, that energy bounces off one another. When you see the people study in the park, it doesn't matter if they are tall, short, have long legs, short legs. They look like they're all together. And that's because of the kind of Tai Chi walk that we do that looks like a beautiful ribbon that floats back and forth. So that's what we try to achieve, but we have fun at the same time, you know.
And is Qigong also movement, or is it more sitting and?
Qigong is movement.
Okay.
The guided Qigong that I do, I'm doing it right now once a month for QiGong Library.
Okay.
And, it was so popular that I went back and I do one session a month. The next session is on August 24th at 9:45. So anyone interested can register at the library for that. Qigong meditation is using, the best way to describe it is using mindfulness or the mind to heal something wrong in the body, mind, or spirit. That focus really works, and when you get used to the techniques. So
now I know from other fitness things that I do, there's doing it at a class and then there's teaching it. So what kind of, classes or certifications did you have to go through to actually become an instructor?
Well, first of all, I have my second degree black belt. Secondly, I'm proud to say that I have been named by the American Association of Tai Chi and Qigong as a master instructor. So I have an instructor certificate for that. Example of guided meditation, I had to do just one movement for 100 hours and 100 days, an hour per day. I had to do the meditation. It really helped me and helped me through some hard times. And I'd like to share that with others, and I think they're enjoying it so much. My Tai Chi class is at the studio in Greenport on the main road. And a lot of those people also take my low impact aerobics. So what I offer, and most of my clientele are 55 and over. So they're seniors. I have people that are in, 55, 60. I have people that are in their 80s. I have one young lady at 91 who I think is watching right now that is not living on the North Fork, but she watches on Zoom when I teach them. During the pandemic, I did all my classes on Zoom. I offered them all. And actually for 3 months, I offered them with no charge because I felt that people had to get into the routine of moving. You have to keep moving no matter what your age. And so in the low impact aerobics, we go approximately a 5K twice a week. So that's a good run. And we're doing a lot of music, a lot of fun. And I'm offering starting September 14th, a hybrid class, I'm calling it a hybrid lunch class. And so I welcome any businesses or corporate that would like to do a wellness break at 12 o'clock. I'm doing the low impact aerobics for a half hour. And then I'm going to do a half hour of weight training with weights.
That's great.
Some ladies that I've had in class that have never lifted a dumbbell or been in the gym. So they started off with water bottles.
Yeah.
And I have a couple of them that are now lifting with 5 pounds and 8 pound weights from those water bottles because they stuck with it, followed the program, and enjoyed it. So actually all of my teaching has a music background.
So Marilyn, this midday break one, is that in Greenport or in QiGong Library?
No, all my classes are in Greenport.
Okay.
The only thing at the library right now is the guided Qigong meditation.
Where is the studio and what is it called?
It's the studio, and I thank Carissa Dupre for allowing me to have a part of that studio. It's North Fork Academy of Dance. Okay. And it's located across the street from Mills Sailmakers. It seems everybody knows. So it's a nice studio. It's mirrored so everybody can see themselves and what they're doing. And I watch everyone at the same time.
That's great. Okay, I have a question. It sounds like everything you're doing, like you mentioned, mind and body, is very healing and therapeutic. And and I'm speaking for myself, people that need it the most are probably the most resistant or have the most difficult time soaking it in. Like I've been I've been exposed to Tai Chi a couple of times, and I have gone to a couple of classes in when I lived in New Jersey. But I found that my mind is racing and so busy. It was really a struggle for me to slow down and participate in that type of a class. So what would be your advice on somebody that wants to take the plunge but finds that it's challenging to do that?
Well, it's like, the only way I can describe it, it's like learning anything new. Tai Chi is a very high level of fitness because we're using the mind to focus. We're using coordination of everything in the body. The hands and legs move at the same time and sometimes in different directions. So we're using left and right brain. That's why I say it's a high level. Now, in my teaching style, I review and review and review, like any good teacher would do for the regents, for instance. We review the different stances. We review the Tai Chi, we call it a Tai Chi walk. And some of my students make me laugh because and the stances which build up the legs. They make me laugh because I tell them they have to practice horse stance, for instance, every day. And picture yourself riding a horse. Your legs are out wide and low. So there's a lot of tension in the quadriceps. So I have them cooking or chopping cucumbers and doing different things at the counter when they're preparing meals. And it makes me laugh. And a few of them tell me that they walk down the aisle in King Cullen doing the Tai Chi walk.
That's great.
Ever see anyone in King Cullen doing that? They're my students. Oh, we have a wonderful time. We really do. And I'm very proud to say that my students do volunteer work with me. Before the pandemic, and we'll be back to it, we went once a week to San Simeon. We had the people having such a wonderful time, singing, tapping their feet. They thought we were the Rockettes, I think, when we low impact aerobics. I had music that they loved. I had Frank Sinatra and Bobby Darin, and we all loved that stuff. So that was a rousing good time. And then I taught them some QiGong movements. It became so popular that the nurses and nurses' aides joined in. And so we had like a great time every time we appeared there at San Simeon. Tomorrow, in fact, my group, a portion of my group will be on at 1 o'clock at the Unity anti-bias picnic tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I've done 5K warm-ups for the hospital and for various organizations. And so tomorrow we'll do the town was very proud the town asked me to do that. I also, on September 24th, as I do every year, do the warm-up for the 5K at Tanger for the North Fork Breast Coalition, the Breast Health Coalition. So that's the 25th anniversary. If anyone has never attended that, it's a wonderful, wonderful affair and a lot of fun.
What is the date of the 5K?
I think it's the 24th, the last Sunday in September. And so I'll be on about 8:30 with my group. And we try to get everybody in the crowd to join in, but sometimes they're having bagels and things. They don't want to join in because I said, you have to, if you're going to 5K, you have to warm up,
Yes.
And the warm up, they're going a mile just in the warm up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because every 15 minutes is equal to about a mile of movement.
Got it.
That's what the low impact aerobics walk 15 is. That's what that is. I'm a master level instructor in that too.
Great. Wow, you've got a lot of certifications there, Marilyn. Quite a life lived so far. And it sounds like you've got a lot more to go.
I'm enrolled in a lot of courses all the time. I just finished one for QiGong for women, for women's health. And so that was a very interesting, study on how the women's ailments can be addressed through QiGong, whether it's preventative or while someone is in therapy and has to heal, it helps them heal.
Yeah, I'd like to hear more about that in the sense that, you know, I had recently had a side effect of COVID where I was having severe heart palpitations continuously. And I went to the doctor and they said, like, it's nothing to be alarmed about, but we can give you this medication so you don't feel it. And at the time I was like, I'm on hormone replacements right now. Like, I'm on way too much stuff. I don't want to add anything else to my body. And it sounds like this would have been perfect to kind of address the situation in a therapeutic way versus then a medication way.
Well, that's the whole intention. Actually, Qigong and Tai Chi are the foundations of Chinese medicine. That's what it is. And so there are many, variables in the Chinese medicine. The one that I'm studying has to do with movement and most of all breathing. Without breath technique, there is no Tai Chi or Qigong.
Yeah.
It slow down breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, abdominal breathing, very important. And so the students learn that. And the learning curve there is to put together the postures of Tai Chi while breathing correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can coordinate that, that's what makes it come into place. However, as I tell my students, if their hand is in the wrong position or their foot, they're still getting the benefit of the movement. Actually, it massages internal organs.
That's great. Much like yoga, it sounds like.
Powerful. And so the program that I do all week is a total body workout because we do the low impact aerobics. We're going to be doing the strength training, which we have done before, but now we're going to do it at the studio. And the Tai Chi gives a full program every week, total body.
So how do people find out about your class schedule, Marilyn?
Well, I'm on, I have a website, northforkbodiesinmotion.com, and I ask them to get in touch with me. I don't post a schedule on there because sometimes I do change it. And then I have the library meditation that I add. So it works very well. People get in touch with me. And if they're interested in my classes right now, Monday and Wednesday, low impact aerobics at 10 a.m. On Tuesday at 11, I do the Tai Chi and Qigong. And then after Labor Day, we'll do on Thursday at noon, that hybrid lunch class, which will be a very active lunch. Of aerobics and weight training.
Great.
So that's the whole picture. And what's wonderful about doing all of this, other than the dumbbells that the people will bring in, we don't need mats, we don't need equipment, we just need water and good shoes, and we're all set to go.
Marilyn, I'm so inspired by how much you do and how much you're able to do in a week. Sounds like, you're doing this, you're doing that, but you have this serenity and calmness around you. You don't feel overwhelmed. It just sounds like you're soaking all of this, and while you're teaching, you're getting the benefits of it in return as well.
That's exactly why I went into doing all of this 8 years ago. And I want to thank everybody on the North Fork. I got my start at the rec center, at the libraries. I was at 5 venues sometimes running, changing outfits, going from one place to the other. And I have always been a very active person. And I think that's helped me through a lot. And now as I'm a very senior person, it's helping me even more.
I bet. Well, that's a perfect transition to talking about the North Fork, Marilyn. Yeah. We end every show with the same 5 questions. So I'm going to kick it off and say, if we were going to have a non-working out lunch, where would you take Sunita and I to go have lunch?
Oh, probably because of my heritage, Michelangelo's.
Ah, yes. Delicious.
Our favorite places, or that's more for dinner, I'd say. For lunch, I love Ellen's, the Country Corner Cafe, Goldberg's Bagels for something quick, all kinds of things we do. There's so much to offer on the North Fork.
So sure.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. So are you a brewery or a vineyard girl?
Well, I like the vineyards. And I love when I have company or my cousins come. I become the tour guide. So we start, sometimes we start west and then go east. But we go to Puglisi's, we go to Pindar's, Macari. In fact, my students and I had a wonderful time at Sonino's, sipping and painting. And I have right here in my, I'm facing it in my kitchen, a painting that the teacher taught us how to do of a vineyard. And I laughed because my grandson came in and said, "Grandma, that's a beautiful painting." Yeah, I painted it. And so he said, "You painted that?" And you know what? It made me feel so good to do it. And we had a wonderful time. There were about 30 of us there.
Well, they do yoga in the wines, so I'm thinking maybe a Tai Chi or another practice in the wines would be beautiful too.
Yes, it would. Yep.
Yes.
And the Qigong especially, because the Tai Chi is a lot to teach people who are not going to be there in the classroom to study, you know. So that's a wonderful way as an introduction to Tai Chi.
All right, so we're going to have to, hopefully some of the people from the vineyards are listening and maybe they'll reach out to you and a collaboration may happen. That sounds great. Do you also offer a practice or sessions at Mitchell Park? I feel like I've seen some.
There's someone else doing like a Saturday morning, but I don't know her personally, Denise. But my study is an authentic study. The people in my class are going to learn the 24 postures, and they're going to look like the people in the park that you're talking about at the beginning. They're going to move like that. They're going to enjoy it. They're going to feel wonderful. And they also are going to learn some self-defense because I explain what each move is. It's not just waving arms around, but rather blocks, and there are punches in there, and the foot movement also is preparing for self-defense. And it is very, very important that people learn some of those basics. So that's part of my class too.
Wow. Okay, so in between all this teaching and when you're doing your own practice, do you end up at a sunrise or a sunset? What's your thing? I
love sunrise to practice at the beach. You've seen some of those pictures maybe on Facebook, but I like the sunset, and I can see it from my deck and from Truman Beach. I'm not on the water. I'm near it, but that tree's in the way. So Truman Beach is our beautiful, beautiful beach off the causeway, and that's a great place for the sunset.
Yeah,
it's like a hit.
And speaking of the causeway, you can end up there at both times of the day, and if you look in one direction, you'll see the sunset, and in the morning you look in the other direction. Yeah. I always, every time I pass through there, I think about the houses that are right at the edge of the causeway that from different rooms of their house, they can catch both. So Norfolk paradise.
Great idea.
So Marilyn, I would imagine that you probably eat pretty healthy too, since it sounds like you're treating your body as a temple. So when you're cooking at home, which farm stands do you hit up most often?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I love vegetables. I'm a vegetarian. I've always been one, sort of, because as a kid I hated meat. So I just grew up that way. And I have right on the corner here Seps in East Marion. I go out to Latham's, and I just love all those fresh vegetables. Some of them I cook. If I get too many, I make a big ratatouille of everything. I just throw it all in, you know, and it's delicious. So, and then if I'm up west, I go into Bayview. I always stop in there. If I'm on the way back from Riverhead, you know, we have so much to choose from. Country View, South Hole, so I'm at all. And then when I visit, I love to bring pies from all those places.
Yes, that's a good gift to bring to people's houses. That's right.
Yeah, I just visited my husband's partner's not ill, so I brought him a fresh peach crumb pie from Country View Farms.
Nice.
And loved it. Then he said, "But where's the ice cream?" Ice cream would be great on that, you know.
That's great. So Marilyn, our last question is, what do you love about being a part of the North Fork community, since it's so special out here?
Well, what's special is the family-like atmosphere, which is a wonderful, wonderful trademark of the North Fork. just being in class with the students has helped me so much. 10 years ago, this fall, I lost my husband. So this has all helped me. I still take a chemo drug. I have another year to go with that. And everyone makes me feel welcome. We do things together. We enjoy each other's company. And it's a family. That's what I love about the North Fork.
Well said.
Well, the
Well
North
said.
Fork definitely feels like family. I haven't been able to read all the comments that I've been scrolling by, but there have been so many comments telling us how much you are an inspiration. So I thank you so much for being on and for sharing your story. And I'm sure I know you've inspired me to come and try out a couple of the classes.
I feel like I'm gonna go do some yoga before the baby wakes up.
Yeah.
Thank you so
And
thank you so much for what you do.
before we hang out for the night, before I want to tell everyone tomorrow you will see me. I will be at Brick Cove. We have the Swell series going on from 12 to 5. Tons to do, live music, tons of kids crafts, artisans, food trucks, the Treatery, NOFO Flower Co., Burgers on the Go. We've got so much going on. Paddleboarding, we're gonna do mini paddleboarding sessions. So if you've never paddleboarded, you could do a quick little one for 20 minutes. And I hope everyone will come down and say hi, because I'll be there.
Perfect way to soak in August.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. See you next Friday.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Marilyn.
Thank you.